right. Good morning, everybody. Grand Rising. Welcome back to another portal energy reading. So 11/11 yesterday was a very the miracle tones were just off the chains, off the charts. I was told yesterday was a lot of for myself, a lot of miracle consciousness, working with the codes, the miracle codes, inviting in miracles, awakening miracles, sharing miracles with the planet and with our solar system, with our beloved Gaia, and with one another. And so we are now in a lead up point. We're on 11/12, right? So we're on November 12th, leading up to this portal. This eclipse gateway is going to be a Sirian portal here and there right now. It's going to be a Sirian gateway that we're moving through. That is going to be the lunar eclipse, right? So we are in this kind of this activation of the remnants of 11/11, what has occurred through 11/9. So we had a passageway. I think it was 11/2 to 11/9. We had a portal that we walked through. 11/11 was another initiation point, and now we're in this build up to 11/19. So November is filled with a lot energetically. Everyone handles these energies differently, right? So it's really about taking time to honor, to rest what your body needs, to earn what your body needs, to respect your life force energy, to respect your life as well, and to stand in your truth and to honor as this process is unfolding for all of us and at different stages and different levels of our awakening. So I recognize that a lot is happening to us energetically, and for myself it's about really what does it take to get to that peaceful place from within where I can reside with the form as the form, right, and honor my light fully and honor the process that's currently going on here with Gaia and with our guardians and with our guardianships. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just do a nice little tarot reading to see what to expect in the energies leading up to 11/19, and then we will look at the 11/19 energies for the first part of this eclipse passageway, because I believe that this is an eclipse window where we have two different eclipses. I'm not entirely sure as of right now. Well, is it? Yeah, so it is an eclipse window. So we're going to do the lead up to 11/19 to see what's going on. So we'll start out with 3 cards. We'll start out with 3 cards for this lead up energetically and what's going to transpire for all of us. All right. So we have Ace of Cups. So we do have that return of soul energy, that return of light coming in. So we do have some hard activations and we do have movement. So what we're looking at is a replenishment of soul light energies, hard activations, clearing some going through a heart purification, and there's gonna be some Merkaba activations too. So this is talking about that right now we are on our way, right? So this portal, this passageway is filling us up with light. Hard activations, we're clearing old memories, old traumas, old pains, old wounds, right? Old timelines. Let's think that each and every one of these represents a timeline, and we're in the process of purifying those timelines that exist within the heart and within our multidimensional self. And there's also going to be a lot of work with the Merkaba. With the Chariot card, we are looking at a momentum forward. We are looking at an acceleration point. So what we are seeing is a ramp up in energies. So please take time to relax through this phase. Take care of yourself. Honor your body fully. And let's go ahead and see what's going on 11/19. So 11/19... we are looking at balance. Okay, we're looking at 2 of Cups energy. So we're looking at that reciprocal world, right, of even give and take. We're looking at awakening, right? So what we're doing is we're awakening to reciprocity here. So the energetics is a clarion call to make sure that we are doing unto others as we do to self, and that what we are giving, we are receiving. So it's about what are we putting forward in the world, okay? Cups energy, especially emotionally. How are we giving back to one another? How are you unifying within? But also too is recognizing that we are in a mastery sequence, right? We got the caduceus here. So we do have this energy medicine card, as well as a recognition that this is a pathway to mastery. And a part of honoring that mastery again is looking at our relationships from an awakened standpoint as well, right? So a part of this is like, how can we hold a cosmic viewpoint and how we're relating to one another and relating to society at large and relating to the world. It's got this energy of, let's upgrade the viewpoint on how we share with one another, but also what our viewpoint is. Yeah, because there's a message coming forward from this Aquarian energy on how we're moving forward collectively. So this is an energy of, this is Aquarian mother energy coming in, kind of saying, guys, we need to start respecting each other's processes. We need to start respecting each other's gifts and seeing everything not from the 3D human perspective, but let's begin to go quantum a little bit with how we approach one another and how we approach the grand stage, the great orchestration. It's very much so a choice point to see things from a new lens and a new perspective. It's got this higher light, higher calling for ourselves, and very much so the Aquarian energy leading the way. Yeah, leading the way forward away from old pathways, old routines, and old timelines. So a part of this restructuring is that there might be some past life stuff that has to clear. But also too is we want to recognize, we want to keep our eyes forward, because if we keep our eyes in the past and we are walking forward, this is where we can trip. Okay, so it very much so is that, where is our viewpoint? Is our viewpoint now based on scenarios in the past? Are we moving forward with an old version of ourselves? Or are we actually reuniting from within and walking as that new unification of self and the new unification with all? It's gifting ourselves an opportunity to lend a helping hand to one another, right? But from this like awakened, compassionate perspective. It's got this heart open approach, and this might be why the lead up energies is this Three of Swords heart purification, is so we have that heart light on in our approach to how we're dealing with one another. Or I want to say sharing. I don't like dealing, but like I don't like the energy of dealing, or that word. So then let's clear, cancel, delete that. So let's work with the energy of how we're sharing our light with one another with a heart open. Yeah, so this is about harmonizing mind, body, soul. Harmonizing mind, body, soul, and it's going to be about playing with our inner child. This harmonization pattern too is about our child and our soul family and our soulmate connections. So this can be romantic, it can be friends, it could be business, it could be community at large, but it's beginning to express and play as the child with the child and connecting at that divine essence of the child. There is this really beautiful harmonizing of soft, beautiful, loving energy that's coming forward. But as a result, we have to make sure that our eyes are focused forward, because the Aquarian energy wants us to focus very much so on the new coming forward and not what past representations of what's occurring this now moment are occurring, right? So when we have a shift, we want to begin to connect with one another, connect with the reality, and connect with self in a new way. So a part of this upgrade and realignment and acceleration point is, how can I shift the viewpoint or the perspective into that narrative that feels more of the future version of me versus an old pathway or an old version of self, There's a lot of different character traits that were coming up in that, but I'm not going to mention them all. So let's just go with making sure that we're arriving anew and keeping our eyes forward on our journey, and how we're best harmonizing mind, body, and soul connection with the energy of soft love, nurture, care, and becoming our own soulmate again. So when we look at the energy of the soulmate, it's that, the stereotype or the characterization role of a soulmate, especially played in grand stage society, is we're finding that person that's a perfect match to our soul. It's how can you become your own soulmate again? How can you become your own divine perfection and that great connection to you as the sacred child again? Because a part of witnessing this version of you is that we can no longer sacrifice. We can no longer play in the martyrdom. We can no longer play in the dumbed down versions of ourselves. It's like very much so the acceleration of the codes and keys that you hold within are ready to be expressed as you with you, and you're ready to go connect that with the world at large. But as a result, there might be some past timelines that still need to purify and clear, because we are in an acceleration. So the light is clearing these pathways. These could be hard activations. This could be bringing in a lot of emotional stuff for people. So as we're going through this purge cycle, recognize that we're clearing to be able to come into this level of reciprocity with our reality and with ourselves through the 1119. Okay, so the eclipse is very much so highlighting where is our viewpoint and perspective in forward as we're walking forward, and how are we connecting to one another with this new perspective. It's like, how can we take how we see the reality and just shift it up a few notches? But how we do that is we come through a harmonization period of divine child, divine innocence. It's that essence of play and of joy again. and how we connect to that. Now, even for myself, I'll state this. Lately, I've been connecting with my divine child more, and the divine innocence and the divine play. And sometimes it's very like soft, loving, beautiful, mushy gushy kind of a love. And in this essence, especially as we're coming into a Sirian portal, it's a powerful energy. Like, it's awakening this child, that the child is masterful. The child is the master, but in the essence of that, we can seek this healthy level of curiosity with play and with our reality and with our creations. And it doesn't have to always mean bubbly, joyous play. It's very much so a power up period. Even myself, the energies, it's a power up period of going full-blown like StarChild galactic. So the energies are very galactic. So if you even notice the messages changing, or your viewpoint or perspective is a little bit more star lineage or star approach, that is very much so the energies I've been in as well, is very more cosmonaut focused, very more cosmic focused, and playing with that star energy and StarChild again has been really, really, really important. Yeah, because underneath we're awaiting that the ship coming in, we're awaiting the pathway. So the underlying theme here is that we've been on this lookout point of like, when are these pathways arriving, right? Where are we arising to? Which pathways are we taking? It's got this energy of that we've embodied the timelines, and now the reality is catching up to it. We just have to go through this process of restructuring. So that which we are clearing right now is from the new timelines that we're holding and connecting to and connecting with from within, the new grids, the new templates, the new codes that have been anchored. And as a result, we're kind of in a transition point of recognizing, okay, now that I have this new version of myself embodied, right? How am I going to be sharing that with the world from a state that everyone is soul family? So we're no longer playing in the separation of monadic groups or in different, like, they're from this tribe and that tribe. This is zero separation from the tribe. It's recognizing that the one unified family comes together as the one unified family, right? So we're not playing in the roles of, indigos are with indigos, and the golden orders with the golden order, and the emerald covenants with the emerald covenant, right? No, and it's not. It's very much so got this interesting unified alliance approach where we're all one unified family, one unified star lineage. And as a result, it's time for us to reparent ourselves and being able to choose that highest version of how we express and share ourselves, but also how we connect to other people's highest versions. So part of being a bridge in consciousness is that when we are bridges in consciousness, we're here to awaken the light within that individual that we're connecting with, or individuals at large. So a part of that is that we have to honor and care for our light. So when we're at that bridge point, we know how to express as the light and share with the light as the light, so we can begin awakening those that we're connecting to and acting as that bridge or that conduit of awakening. We don't do this with sacrifice. We do this with our soul self. We do this from our soul higher self, light body from within, and then we share and express as that through the form. And it takes practice. Even in my own life, when I've started to do this, there's been an evolution to the way I work, the codes that I use, the way I speak, how I'm producing content, how I'm caring for myself. It evolves. So a part of the reparenting patterning that's occurring with the child as the star child is allowing that galactic mother, that galactic father to show up from within, to share with the child how it's safe to show up as the star child again, as that beautiful star being. Especially since we are in the Sirian energy, it is a power up of the child. It is a power up of the child. But as a result, we have to see things in a new way. Once again, walking forward, looking backward, not a good place to be. We want to keep our eyes forward. We want to make sure that we are in that, the essence of Aquarius, which is, of course, the Aquarian energy stands out, right? It stands out. It's free in its creations. It's sovereign in its creations. It also comes through a little bit rebellious. For some people, radically rebellious, depending on where you're at on your journey, right? So a part of this is that you are here to break the mold in who you are. You're here to stand firm in who you are, as that light, as that unified version of you, as that harmonized version of self, mind, body, soul, all on the same page. So we're looking at the things that we consume, the people we connect with. This is about aligning our reality, make sure we're harmonizing with this new version of self that's showing up. Because with the increasing light quotient that we have coming through from this Ace of Cups energy, right, and all this heart purification, there's a new knowing within the heart space. There's a new knowing free of these old pathways, right? So as a version of this is walking forward as that version of you with your chariot. With your chariot on fire, if you want to say it, with your light body, right? With your light ship, however you want to view it. Since we are going galactic here, I'd say it's basically the light ship is you in the form, expressing as the light body and walking as that. And as a result, how is that shared with the world? Because it's important for this awakening journey that we are currently undergoing, okay? So just a little bit of like a kind of an energy update regarding what's going on. There is a focus on the child. This, you know, if we're working with Sirian energies, best believe it's going to be all power. You know, Sirian is that 6-dimensional go get 'em energy. It's a balanced power, masculine and feminine, but it is pure power. So when the Sirian energy comes through and we're in those Sirian gates, it is a powerful ramp up time. It's a powerful expression of ourselves. And with that, there's a lot that starts to come up regarding those lifetimes on Sirius, right? So if we're going through any sort of weird I want to say quote unquote weird, because the adjustment to multidimensionality and how realities shift and change and visitations and meeting our galactic star family and honoring our light body can feel strange at first, is that a part of this transition point is that you might feel different, right? And so getting used to being that star self again and awakening to that can feel a little bit off. Sometimes when I'm in my Sirian energy, such as now, I could feel a little bit emotionally detached. So if you feel a little cold or disconnected from people and not as compassionate, that's the reason the StarChild is awakening, is because the StarChild, we're bringing this softness to this energy. So it's very much so almost like the Sirian galactic essence meets with the sacred soul, and there's this merger to awaken this, like, the galactic child again, and in how it has that playful, soft, beautiful approach to reality, but it still has the power to get things done that it needs to, because a lot of that 6-dimensional energy isn't being energy, it's a lot of building energy. So in that energy of the builder, we're also now building up to and aligning to the 22, 222, all of the builder codes that are going to be awakening, because 2022 is going to be a smackdown with builder codes, right? And we're really excited with that, because this is when we're beginning that acceleration point into coming into our New Earth projects, right? So if you've been awaiting to align to different realities, if you've been awaiting to align to different tribes to get stuff done, to build whatever it is you're here to build on New Earth, whatever your purpose is, right? In the new levels of consciousness and the new realities that you're navigating, we're beginning to align to that. And that's why the soul tribe and the soul unification is occurring a lot right now, and how we're connecting to one another, because it's important for expression and build outs. We can have differing belief systems, okay, and still be able to get along and to repair our own internal networks and being able to build for Pachamama and for humanity. Okay, so a lot of this now is making sure that as we are reestablishing these connection points within, it's how are we harmonizing with our reality and harmonizing with one another, because these are the blueprints for ascension, for that 12th dimensional template for our humanitarian goals and our humanitarian visions. Okay, so this process takes time. You know, I state that outside of time, stating that it's a process that unfolds. So whether it takes weeks, days, months, or years to align this process, it will. Once it gets activated, we go through the process of completely aligning our realities, which really corresponds to how quickly we can shift things out of our reality and align to that new vision for ourselves and that new reality, that new tone that we're holding from within the form. Okay, so I love you guys. Much love and respect to everyone out there. Thank you all for your liking, sharing, and your subscribing, and for all your donations. Donation sessions are going to be opening up again soon. I'm just waiting for that green light. So if you're interested in a donation session, you can reach out to me, foundersoflight@gmail.com. You can also go to foundersoflight.org to see what kind of sessions I have available. But I will be opening up for one-on-one, 1-hour sessions. They'll be 1 hour only, doing readings, light language, energy work, and they will be donation-based sessions. So if you are interested, please send me an email, foundersoflight@gmail.com, or you can go to my website. There's also a link in the description box that you can click to get to the page, and there's a contact form there as well. All right, so I love you guys. Much love and respect to everyone out there. Thank you once again for being here. Thank you for honoring your light fully and stepping forward into your power here and now as we awaken humanity. So much love and respect to everyone out there, and I will see you in another moment of the now. Namaste.